Incidents of fraud in real estate transactions have not been limited to renting, but involves purchase of land and buildings. Tired of the complaints, the Lagos State government introduced Real Estate Regulatory Authority, LASRERA, in February 2020. The agency prides itself as people-oriented and proves that through a policy roundtable dialogue to discuss some of the changes that have been introduced into the sector. Developers are happy with the trend of event, which has made arrangements such as on-off-plan development more practical.
You buy at the current prices, your property is like, for instance, 60 million naira or 30 million. And the developer is starting it. You know, as it goes to off-plan, it goes up-plan, it goes to lintel, the prices changes.
There have also been changes which seem to have re-energized players in the industry, like new provisions in the 2020 Land Use Charge Law, which entails reduction in penalties for defaults, the people exempted from the charge and forfeiture of 5.8 billion naira in penalties, among others.
One really interests me so much, which is the real estate trusteeship, which will help us to manage off-takers, investors' funds, to reduce overbearing exposure or risk these investors face in the real estate industry.
With the changes made to create a more friendly environment in the build industry, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has high expectations from this meeting, where all arms of the industry are represented.
I want us to leave this place asking ourselves, at what point, when would we get to a stage where people don't need to pay for 1 year rent in advance again? You know, what needs to happen? What kind of data do we need to have for people to pay on a monthly basis, or at best for every 3 months or something, so that we can reduce that incident of looking for your brother or your uncle to come and kneel down and say that, you know, that it's time for me to pay that house rent again. You know, because a lot of families, when their house rent is becoming due, their blood pressure goes up.
Ideas shared, suggestions made. It's now up to the head of the agency, Mrs. Toke Benson Awonyika, to bring it to actuality.
From here, we're going to set up the committee as per what Mr. Governor requires for us to put up a committee together that will have the government, the sector, the private sector, the stakeholders in the industry, the consumers, the subscribers, and come up with a policy framework that we're going to take from here that will impact on the common man, the subscriber, the tenants, the housing developers, and most important, the key critical sector in this, which is the investment arm.
The state government believes that the industry remains an untapped gold mine for the state, but with discussions such as this, the potentials will be maximized.